There's babies in there, little bluebirds. Bluebirds are a joy to watch, but they're also helpful for my garden. I am convinced that they're keeping down the mole cricket population. I love the wrens to come and visit me in the garden. We have woodpeckers too. They're not so much help in the garden, but that's okay. But you know what woodpeckers do? They peck the holes in the bluebird box too big for the bluebirds. But I'm going to share with you solutions for the woodpeckers that peck their holes too big, and how to keep the robins and the mockingbirds out of your garden, away from the vegetables that they could destroy. You're going to find out that bluebirds are really good housekeepers.
All I have needs, I have not provided.
The bluebirds clean up their house in the most hilarious way. I call it a poop sack, not a poop snack, a poop sack. Watch them feed their babies, and then look closely, they'll come back out with a white poop sack. Now the solution to keeping the woodpeckers from pecking such a big hole in the bluebird box is so easy. It's a little metal plate about that big, and you can easily install it if you've got a screwdriver. The hole in the middle is just the right size for bluebirds. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. It'll click you through to Amazon, and if you order through that link, I'd really appreciate it. And anything else you want to order in the next 24 hours, I'll get a tiny bit of credit for that at no extra cost to you. This bird bath has brought so much enjoyment. When I first bought it, my husband came home and saw it, and he said, "It looks like an old lady lives here." And I said, "That's because there is an old lady that lives here." Well, since then, we've both really come to enjoy watching the birds take their bath or just come up and get a drink out of it. The woodpeckers hang off the side, and the other birds will dip their beak in there and then throw their head backwards and gulp the water down. And different varieties or breeds of birds will actually get in there together. And the doves are hilarious. They just kind of look at it and they'll put a toe in there and then decide, well, I don't know if I want to get in there or not. And it takes them about 2 minutes before they decide to go ahead and take a bath. So this is one way that you can attract birds to your yard, and it will bring so much enjoyment. I love watching all the birds come to my bird bath, but I don't like the robins coming to my strawberries or my tomatoes. So, how do I keep them out of there? I've got a few strawberries getting ripe in here, and I'm telling you, a robin can find a red berry from a mile away. Oh, there's another one in there. If you'll go online or go to a fabric store and just buy a whole bolt of this fine netting, you'll be glad you did. I use it to keep the birds out of the strawberries and tomatoes, but it also keeps the moths out of the tomatoes and the stink bugs out of the tomatoes. So I buy it by the bolt at a time. Get the sturdiest kind you can get. It needs to be like as if you were going to make a scrubby out of it for dishes. I've tried the finer mesh and they don't last. So you can use it. Oh, I guess I've used mine at least 3 years, possibly 4 if you take good care of it. A couple of years ago, I had corn growing all on that side, just like I've got it planted now. And in June, a whole flock of wrens would come through 2 or 3 times a day, and they would clean out my corn for me. They had the best time, and they didn't mind if I was working in the garden. So I had a real fun time watching them clean my garden out. So little wrens, they're welcome. Did you know you can tell if a bird will eat insects versus the birds that eat seeds? Just look at their beak. The birds that eat insects have long, little skinny beaks, and the birds that eat seeds have beaks that are meant to crack seeds open. I learned that when I was teaching my kids in homeschool. I find it pretty fascinating. So I welcome the wrens. I don't welcome mockingbirds or robins into this part of my garden because they would love to eat all my tomatoes, and what they do is they'll peck a hole and move on to the next one and peck a hole. Do you see where I have the tomato cages? And the tomatoes are still pretty small. I'm preparing now, before they even get big enough to have flowers on them, to keep the birds out of the tomatoes. I have a link to the video that shows you how to do that, so I'll leave that link in the description below, and I'll also put it at the end screen. These are chinaberry trees. Last fall, Hurricane Milton came through and they were blown down. My husband was able to cut them back, pull them back upright, and I think we're going to have chinaberry trees again. Before they were destroyed, there was woodpeckers that it really enjoyed getting into the hollow branches and raising their babies there. So here we are at the end of the video, and I'm going to end off with a little bit of bonus for you so you can watch those woodpeckers feed their babies. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a green thumbs up. And if you want a garden, put your green thumb up and come on over to the channel and subscribe. Thanks for your valuable time. I really appreciate it.